Good morning. My name is Lathika Pai, and I lead Project Amplify, a joint program between Accenture and Microsoft, where we work with the most innovative startups in the areas of social impact and sustainability that include healthcare, agri-tech, edtech. Today with us, we have David Thompson, the founder of AskDora, and Georgia Palmer, who leads their national as their business head. David and Georgia, great to have you as a part of Project Amplify.
Thank you very much, Lathika.
Thank you, Lathika. Second time round for me. So one unicorn under my belt last year with the unicorn program, which has evolved into AskDora, which I think is going to be 10 times better. And we're pretty excited to be part of this program, especially what it's going to do, I mean, hopefully globally for the social impact side of the medical health industry.
So, my first question to you, David, is that you started with Book Me Bob and realized, the relevance in terms of having chatbots in terms of helping and enhancing productivity. So tell us more about AskDora and how it has helped clinics in New Zealand in increasing the productivity.
So, first of all, my colleague Georgia is also a co-founder, and she's this is her first startup as well. But her background is administration in health, and our other co-founder, Dr. Colin Hutchinson, he realizes the main pain point for any medical centre is actually the administration. There's probably double the amount of time is spent on administration than actually treating the patients. So if we can make a 2-minute saving a day per patient on administration, it means we can see more patients coming through the system. So we feel fixing the front line, which is the receptionist, the admin side of the business, and make better savings there in time and in freeing up those frontline staff members will enable better outcomes for the whole health industry. That's our takeaway. Chatbots from Book Me Bob taught us that younger people love doing the texting and the chatbotting, but the older people want to talk to someone. So we've then looked at AI voice, and of course Microsoft does some great product there, and with their platform of Azure and all their products, we've basically taken our success from Book Me Bob and then done a hybrid version of it into AI voice, which is now personable, so you can talk to the robot, can handle 1,000 calls a minute, and take that relief away from the medical admin who are handling phone calls, and so they can concentrate on the sick people in front of them.
Absolutely, and of course in a post-COVID world like we are in now, or currently COVID, we know that we are widely under-resourced in the healthcare sector, and we have patient admissions more than we've ever seen before. So to be able to get patients through the door, communicating with the practice when they need it and advocating for what they need is really, really important, and we're able to streamline that service.
So Georgia, my next question is to you. You mentioned that I would love to say it's a post-COVID world. I think all of us would love to say it's a post-COVID world, but every time, we kind of, it's almost like slipping at the wheel and boom, something else happens, right? But how have both patients and doctors adopted to Dora, right? Because like you mentioned, people in the healthcare system, people love to talk to someone. So what has your observations been?
Yeah, absolutely. So the difference with Dora is that it's really human-like in its way that it converses with patients. So instead of calling a clinic, getting an automated service with a very robotic sounding voice, Dora has accents. It has human-like tone to it. So patients we're finding them more likely to speak to Dora than they would to a normal robot. And as we know, the world is going automated. And so if we can do that in a way that patients feel like they're able to talk about their really sensitive issues and their sensitive information comfortably with a robot, as they call it, then that's really, really important. So adding that human element into Dora has meant that patient uptake is much, much greater than in initial stages where it was that robot voice. Yeah.
Great. So David, what is clearly this is not an opportunity just for clinics in New Zealand, but globally, healthcare is an area where which is totally understaffed. But let's stick to the region that both of you are in terms of New Zealand. What do you believe are the key challenges in terms of AskDora being adopted by clinics in New Zealand and Australia?
So one of the key thing is actually, again, technology acceptance in that field. And it sounds ironic that doctors are non-tech people, and especially in their administration. There's certain players, they've got a cornered market and they're not into APIs or opening up their systems. They're evolving slowly now as we all transition across to a digital world. Patient records used to be all paper. You now go to your GP, they will type it in. And Georgia's got a great example of a medical centre where one doctor is emailing the prescription through to the chemist, another person is writing out on paper. Well, why do the other doctors should be doing it electronically? There's a lot of automation that can be made. Georgia, do you want to make a comment on Lathika's questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and just following on from David's, we said there is that, like we said, we can have one whole healthcare clinic all operating very, very differently. And particularly our older generation of doctors who do still like to write scripts and they do still like to write referrals. And so educating that area of the market that actually, you don't have to print it out, write it, scan it, send it through. You can just send it straight through to the pharmacy and your patient will pick it up and they will be okay with that. So it is educating that area of the market that this is actually okay, it's safe, and that your patients are going to like it too. There's that sort of feeling amongst the doctors that, oh, my patients want to talk to somebody. They'll get to, but they're actually okay. The patient world and the customer world is getting very used to that, talking to automation. So yeah.
And then another thing, I doubt anywhere in the world doctors run on time. So, and it's very frustrating. You go to your clinic for a 9:30 appointment and you don't see the doctor till 10:15. With the automations that we're doing now with our platform, it will update your doctor is running 10 minutes late. Or so again, time is precious for everyone. And with this new technology that's emerging now, it is keeping people up to date on the fly status on if your appointment's on time, if it's running late. So you then, becomes more efficiency for everyone.
Great. So my last question to both of you is, you have 4 clinics that have adopted, AskDora. You've been working with them for 20 months. What are your plans for the next 12 months, right? That would be interesting to know.
Our plans is to blow it up. We're going to take a leap of faith. We know our product's been proven, and we know there's such a need for it now. We've got one of the largest health clinic providers in New Zealand in serious talks with us to roll it out across their network across the country of 25 clinics. We then want to move into Australia. We want to take this to the world. We see it with the Microsoft support and Azure support with their platforms that this can be scalable across the world. It'll be first through English-speaking countries, then we'll get into the other country languages.
Absolutely. And under resourcing and patient load is a global problem. It is a global problem. Healthcare communications and patients being able to advocate for what they need is a global issue. And so, of course, we want this to go global as quickly as possible.
Absolutely great. We're very proud to have you as a part of Project Amplify. Really looking to help support the team, David, Georgia, Dr. Colin, who is not with us today, and Andy. And we look forward to really helping this scale both in New Zealand and globally. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lathika. Thank you.
Thank you.